If you are a US citizen and you like crypto, you're going to want to listen to this show, plus some crazy economic news. I'll just get right into this. But before I do that, check this out. Bears are getting pathetic in my LMAO, right? This is from JJ Cycles. I definitely recommend following him on Twitter. So Tether depegs less than 0.0012%. And this big time bear, I'm not even going to share his name because I don't want to promote this guy. He says, Tether is currently in its largest depeg since the collapse of FTX. Oh my gosh, come on guys. Listen, the bears have had their chance. They brought it down to 15.5. And you know what? Now it's time for the bulls. This is the accumulation phase. If you don't know that, this is the accumulation phase. And you're going to know with the coins that you're holding when it's a bull market. Moving on to Ethereum. Okay, so here's a fresh update of the 6 Ethereum futures ETF race, which has 6 in the running, right? So you may think, okay, well, this is just a futures ETF. Well, keep in mind, this is how Bitcoin started. They started out with their futures, right? And then we are going on to the spot, and you can guarantee it that these big banks are going to want to control a lot of Ethereum. Now, if you've been a CT Club member for a while now, you will know that that is our second largest holding. In fact, if you want to get an idea of what it's like to be a CT Club member, here's a message from a subscriber that has been with us for over 2 years now. He says, made money, lost money, got very overwhelmed and felt at loss. And then I found Toby and Heidi. And whoa, my whole perspective on investing strategy has changed. I'm so grateful to have found these guys. It's a very nice message. And that's just an idea of what we are doing in the CT Club. And our coins are skyrocketing right now, especially our micro caps. Moving on, we have the IRS now. Now pay attention. They say that crypto staking rewards must count as taxable income. Guys, you need to report these taxes, right? In my opinion, they're going to get a little more clever, the IRS. They've hired on double the staff with the Inflation Reduction Act. I think we know why they have to double the size of the IRS because of crypto, and they knew that they would pass these ETFs and stuff so that people would need to pay taxes now. There's been a study of the US, right, of Americans. And the study found 40% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. I think this is correct. And I see UBI, which is Universal Basic Income, coming into play now. It's going to be slow, but it's going to be rampant in the future. And what does that mean? It means that the government's going to print a bunch of currency to go ahead and fund people that are unemployed, that can't make it, welfare, food stamps, all that stuff, right? So there's going to be so much currency printing, and what is that going to do? It's going to create incredible amounts of inflation. I love economics. I've been studying this stuff for over a decade now. I've never seen anything like this. Let's go over the US debt really quick. Here's a tweet from the Spectator Index. I'm going to hurry up on this. 1953, the US debt was 200 billion. 1963, 300 billion. 1973, 400 billion. 1983, they finally passed $1 trillion to $1.4 trillion. Let's skip to 2003, 6.4 trillion. 2013, 16.4 trillion. And now we are at $32.6 trillion. I don't know how to scream this through to you guys, but if you're not holding Bitcoin, which is the most inelastic asset in the history of the world. It's the only provably inelastic asset in the world right now. You're crazy. Like, I mean, the amount of monetary inflation that is going to be coming down the pike, it will make your head spin. I know I keep saying this, and this year you will see more currency printing than ever before, right? is horrible. Plus you have interest rates that have been going up. January 2022, it was at 0.25%. Now it's at 5.5%. And this is, meanwhile, people are barely making it. Their savings rate are at all-time lows, and their debt levels are at all-time lows, and their credit debt is at all-time highs. This is a recipe for disaster, but we all know what's going to happen, currency printing. But let's realize this is what happens when you print too much currency. Brazil's president calls the end of the US dollar trade dominance. So yes, you're having BRICS, you're having specific countries speaking out. It's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens. And lastly, we have TF Metals report saying the mathematical certainty of the end of the great Keynesian experiment condensed into this brief little video. I'm not going to show you the video, but it pretty much shows that the US government interest payments near $1 trillion annually. It's only going to get worse, folks, and this is why Bitcoin is our #1 holding. Ethereum #2, but Bitcoin is our #1 holding, and that's probably never going to change, especially in my lifetime. Anyways, that's all I have. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.